This video is for anyone thinking about selling their home in the near future. It is the top 5 ways to increase your home's value before listing it on the market. I am David Vazquez with Douglas Sellerman. So the first thing we want to talk about is the curb appeal of the home. The outside of the home is the first thing your potential buyer is going to see. So they step out of the car. You want the house to be beautifully landscaped, nice pressure washed driveway and roofs and sidewalks. You want greenery. You want a nice tidy. You want your front door to be freshly painted. You want all the fronts of the house to be nice and organized. This is, without a doubt, the first impression that a buyer is going to see. If they see something that is already worn down, they already have a bad taste in their mouth as soon as they arrive. So the first step and most important step is, without a question, the curb appeal of the home. The second step, let's talk about your kitchen. Obviously, if you have a brand new renovated kitchen, that's what buyers want most, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about how to improve your current home as best as possible without breaking the bank. If you have a kitchen that's 10, 15, 20, 30 years old and you want to give it a little refresh, there's little things you could do. You could change out the hardware of the kitchen. So you could paint the kitchen cabinets to something more modern, more contemporary. You could change the light fixtures in the kitchen. You could change the fixtures where the faucet is. Little things like this. You're not changing a whole kitchen, breaking the bank, but you're giving it a little bit of a facelift that makes it more warm and inviting to a potential buyer. The last thing you could do, depending on your budget, is maybe change out your countertops. If it's an old Formica countertop, which is super old, or an old granite that's no longer in style, maybe kitchen installer could remove the countertop without doing any damage to your cabinets, put new countertops, which could cost a few $1,000s, but it'll change the entire look of your kitchen. Number 3 is a fresh coat of paint throughout the house. The way most owners live, natural things happen. You bump into the walls, you have scruffs on the walls throughout, but a fresh coat of paint before listing your home is 1000% worth every penny. A fresh coat of paint changes the whole look of the house, and don't do it plain white. Number 1. It's better than bad paint, but neutral colors, grayish, beige, taupe, that's what's really cozy, warm feeling of a house that a potential buyer could see themselves living, and it changes the entire look of a home. Number 4, let's talk bathrooms. If you have a renovated and beautifully done bathroom, amazing. But if you don't, if it's an older bathroom, it's okay. Similar to the kitchen, you don't have to renovate the bathroom, but you must make it look clean, and with a little bit of updates, it could have a fresher look. So you could change the faucets, just like the kitchen. You could change the hardware, just like the kitchen. You could change the shower head for a new modern shower head. Little things like this will go a long way. You don't have to break the bank to do a whole new bathroom, new tile, vanities, etc., but it'll give the whole shower a fresh new look. Number 5, and certainly not the least, is decluttering and staging. So let's talk on decluttering number 1. The way most of us live, we have a lot of things, we accumulate a lot of things over time, kids, toys, furniture, luggage, you name it. But when selling a home, you do not want to have a home look cluttered. You want it to look almost like if you're walking into the entrance of Restoration Hardware. Simple, clean, you don't want books stacked on shelves. You don't want luggage tucked away in the corner. You don't want the kids' toys in the playroom. You want everything as decluttered and clean as possible. The second part to this is the staging. Sometimes, especially owners who have lived in a home for 20, 30, 40 plus years, the furniture could look a little bit old, a little bit more tradition, a little bit tired. You could refresh the look of a home simply by changing the furniture, swapping out the old antiques or the old 30-year-old sofa for a new fresh sofa like the one I'm sitting on right now, and it changes the whole look of the house. So although staging can be, out of this whole entire list, probably something that will be a larger investment, it is 1000% worth it if needed for your particular home. We've had personal cases where we've gone into homes, it looks a little bit tired, but has great potential. We staged the property with the seller, changed the look of the entire home, and we know for sure, without a doubt, that we increased the value by hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes even $500,000, just because we staged it properly. It's a little bit of a painful price at first. It could be $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to stage a home, depending on the size, but it comes back 10 times at the minimum. And that's where we have to give advice, and you have to place your trust in us that what we're telling you will pay off once it gets sold. So if you're thinking about selling and you want us to go over, walk your home with you, give you professional advice on what we should and should not do. Most of these things are not going to be too costly. Yes, it's a little investment, but we're not breaking the bank on anything, and it's only for the benefits of selling your home for the highest price possible. Call me, text me, message me. We'll be happy to walk your home with you, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.